Hello everyone, welcome to Gamer's Ledge. I am your host Mark, and also your DM for the evening. Where last we left off, our players had found a sunless citadel. There they encountered kobolds, a dragon, goblins. They found some people who needed help. They managed not to kill everyone. They had a final showdown with Belloc in the below. They discovered the Golthias tree and killed it, hoping to save Sir Bradford and Sharwin Hercule. And in doing so, started a timer in which they had to race back to town to attempt to heal one of them. And with that, let's say hello to our players this evening. Everybody say hello to the menagerie.
Hello to the menagerie.
Hello.
Hello.
If you would, start in the top left and remind everybody who you are and what you're playing. Or who you are and who you're playing, I should say.
Do I have to say what they are? Thank you. Name is Sean. I'll be playing Mythilus, the elven thief and mage.
And Dan?
I guess I am the next one from the left.
Yep.
The whole left side of the screen is on
I'm Dan. I'm playing Zakusu, the Yanchi monk.
Hi, I'm Matt. I am playing Quark, the Aarakocran. That's 4 weeks in a row for those counting. Ranger.
I don't know, did you say it right?
Yeah. At least close enough to be recognizable. As opposed to the butchering I did the first couple of weeks.
And Jared, yeah, that's your turn.
It's your turn.
I'm JR. I'm playing an Azamar Bard who's now level 3. Okay.
So, I don't think we talked about it beforehand, but level 3... Okay, great. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Where we left off. Last time, Sir Bradford had used the last of his blessings from Paylor to help Dem, the town healer, cast Greater Restoration on Sharwin, using the only diamond large enough available to cast the spell. Sir Bradford uttered his last breath shortly after aiding in the casting of the spell, and his stare sadly went blank not long after that. Dem said a prayer to Paylor under her breath and closed the wooden eyelids of Sir Bradford. She turns to all of you gathered in the main room of the temple, of which suddenly there are less of you. Just before she had turned, the blue spark consumed Autumn, Leo, and Caleb, leaving the four of you standing in the temple. Dem turns to all of you and sees Carowin and Sharwin embracing, and a tear rolls down her cheek. She clears her throat and says, I could use some help to dig a grave and some help moving Sir Bradford. Hopefully Paylor will bless us with a tree that sprouts from him.
Definitely, I will assist you in this effort.
Same.
Same.
Did you say same or lame?
I said same. I wouldn't say lame. This is a bad time to make jokes, guys. Someone's dead.
I need all of you to make a quick intelligence check for me.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's the one thing I'm not good at. Dang.
15.
Okay.
Let's see. Clicking intelligence. Nope.
Stand by one.
Guess Quark's a real bird brain over here. Rolling and getting a 20.
He knows all the things.
I am an old wise owl.
Did you see a whisper?
Oh. Oh. Yes. Well, so I see a problem here that may be. We remember what infected Sir Bradford. What could potentially respawn from his unfortunate remains. I fear, rather than a burial, we maybe should perhaps do something more along the lines of a funeral pyre, perhaps? Would that be acceptable?
He'll be fine.
She blinks and says, "What do you mean? Why?"
It was something that we were going to mention to your mayor, as something he wanted us to look into as well. When you had seeds from the fruits, and you guys planted them here in town, the reason they would disappear is because they turned into something else. And we're afraid that whatever infected Sir Bradford may alter him, or may use him to create an abomination.
So, what you're saying is that everybody in town needs to dig up their bushes?
Well, as far as I understood, all of the areas where these seeds have been planted, the saplings that grew from them disappeared.
Yeah, after a time, but there's still plenty in the town.
Oh, then yes.
Then yes, they should be dug up and also
burned.
Disposed of, burned. Yes.
You know what? I'll leave you to take care of this. I'm gonna go find the mayor. Is that okay, Fort? Italy?
Yes.
Nicholas?
Before you have a chance to leave, however, Carowin breaks her embrace with Sharwin and has something to say that I have now misplaced on my screen. Hold on. There we go. Carowin stops you and implores you, Zikuzu, and the rest of you, to stay until tomorrow. She says, we're going to hold a memorial for Talgren. I need an evening to get your reward together. And I had originally mentioned that I had put out some flyers in Waterdeep. I did get a few adventurers who came after you departed, and I have sent them to negotiate with the goblins to get Talgren's remains back to town. Sharwin, by the way, is despondent. She is saying nothing, and she will not meet any of your eyes.
So, I have Talgren's ring, which is what she wanted originally. I have both of their rings, actually. So I'm going to hand them to Carwin. Like, I'll place them in her hand and then close her hand over the rings. And nod and say, I believe there are some of us that have dire needs not in Waterdeep that are on a very strict timetable. But it does no harm to hear you out.
What kind of timetables? I don't understand.
You know, we came here to try to find some of this fruit because we had loved ones as well that were dying.
I did not know that was why.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you need to go?
That's kind of personal.
I'm asking how long the journey would be.
Well, I mean, some of the people here, I'm sure, could make haste to Waterdeep.
Is it just Waterdeep you need to go to? Or do some of you need to go further?
Did you say you needed us in Waterdeep?
I have an idea about that, but if other people need the fruit that you have delivered further, I might know a way to get it there faster than someone could travel.
Well, that is... We'll leave that for tomorrow. None of us are leaving tonight, as far as I can tell, and Zek will turn around and look at each of the others to see if they're in agreement.
I'll nod my assent.
Yeah, I'll nod as well.
And then Mythilus pieces the heck out. All right,
Just
and
because
then
I'm known for splitting off and going somewhere on my own for a second doesn't
all right, Zek is gonna nod and say, I need to get to the mayor to get the message out that these plants need to be pulled up. There's no telling what will happen now that the tree has been destroyed.
They're twig blights.
Yep. And then I will leave them to explain the story or whatever, describe them to Carolyn.
Okay. Let's follow you to the mayor's house for a moment. You find the mayor working in the office. Through the plate glass, you can see it quite clearly.
I'll knock first. I wasn't going to, but I'll knock first.
He surprisingly stands, or he's a bit surprised, but he stands and he goes and opens the door. He's, come in.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll make my way in and say, we've returned. It's not entirely happy news, but we have found answers to the questions that you had, and found, one way or the other, the children that were missing.
Oh. Well, do tell.
The young lady, she appears to have been healed. She is resting at the temple. The young man, his remains are in the citadel, which is no longer sunken. Mental note to add that to the things we tell Carrie. The paladin was too far gone and helped save the young woman, so he should receive full honors. However, we found out what happens to the pits, the fruit pits that you have been planting.
The goblins are stealing them?
I wish. That would make things a lot easier. When they reach a certain maturity, the saplings change into a strange sapling murderous bush creature. That would not be good to have spread about your town.
His stare kind of goes far off for a moment, and you see his brow burrow, and he
his brow furrow.
He actually opens the door up and yells a name. In fact, he says it so quick you don't even actually hear what it is, but a young boy is instantly at the door. He had to have been close. And he says, go and tell the sheriff to have every citizen pull up their fruit saplings and start a pyre.
I actually think we have a good position for them. But my suggestion would be to have your militia be with the people that are pulling them just in case, so that they can nip it in the bud quickly.
Do you have a friggin'... Do you have a card?
I don't.
You do now.
Thank you.
Botany jokes will always get me.
Zek will say, I think we should...
Oh, you do?
Oh, really?
Oh, crap. Now you have two.
I'll only use one.
Yeah.
I think that we should allow the Honorable Knight's last action to be to take these with him. We're going to have to burn, because of the nature of his infection, we're going to have to burn him as well, his corpse. I think we should have one solemn celebration, celebrating his life, but also hopefully this unknown danger to your town being finished as well. Also, we were able to find and dispatch of the dragon.
You have been busy.
Yes. We nearly lost some of our own, and it was dangerous. And one who we called friend did not make it out alive. It was a very dire situation.
I am very sad to hear that. He moves to his desk and he writes a note, and he actually has you turn around.
Okay.
And you hear clicking. That's the best way to put it. And then a drawer being opened, and you hear the clink of coins.
Okay.
And then the closing of a drawer. And as he has you turn around, he hands you a bag filled with 250 gold.
Okay.
And he says, I am sorry for your loss, but I appreciate what you have done for the town. If Sir Bradford's remains need to be disposed of, and these saplings can actually become monsters, as you say, I think it's probably best that we hold a remembrance tonight.
I agree.
There is a rough patch of area to the west of the well, and that will probably, it's hilly and there's a depression in the middle, would probably be the best place to do that. But we'll get the word out and let people know that we will remember Sir Bradford and how he has helped save the town from these monsters.
Good.
And he nods to the boy. He's like, did you get all that? And the boy nods. He's like, away with you then. And the boy runs off towards the jail.
Good.
The three of you that were left in the temple.
I am going to go to the local merchant or whatever. I'm going to be looking for weapons and stuff.
She's standing next to you.
Oh, that's right. That's where we
Carowin.
are.
Yeah, well, no, you're in the temple, but Carowin is the local merchant.
Oh. You got any crossbow? Any crossbows?
She looks at you and then looks to Sharwin, and Sharwin actually does like almost crack a smile, and Carowin says, not here, no.
I thought maybe you wanted to keep this place defended, but I'm looking to buy, not to ask if you have any defenses up.
How about we save any transactional purposes for until after the service tomorrow? Would that be all right?
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. I guess me and these guys will just find something to do while, see how we can help with his services in any way.
Quark will stay with her and recant as much of the tale as he feels is fit, which, being him, he would heavily censor. to let her know.
So do this. I mean, rather than have you regurgitate the whole thing, what parts did you leave out?
The dragon. The
Nice,
more
Mark.
gory details, the fire snake, the details of her son's demise,
I don't know if
the
those are
exact
necessary.
nature of the tree, other than it was insidious, and underplayed how much of its effect on her daughter that it had.
And
Other than obviously the near-death part, which I couldn't exactly bypass because she, saw that.
And she would actually ask, did you find out how Talgrin died?
He was murdered by a hobgoblin who was a usurper of the goblin clan that resided in the temple.
Do you believe it was a quick death? A painless death?
I believe so, yes. Totally lying through my teeth, but I've had to deal with this kind of situation before. And
make a deception check.
Oh, man. Do I get advantage because I was the sheriff of my town?
No. Nice try.
Disadvantage because you're so honest.
Ugh.
She hears your
Should ask me to
lie.
tell her.
She hears your lie, but doesn't say
Takes
anything
it.
further. Yeah. She says I must prepare for the service tomorrow.
Is there anything I can do to help prepare? Any books or scrolls on Pelorian rituals that would be of assistance?
Talgrin didn't follow Pelor,
Oh, all right.
so it's more of a non-denominational remembrance service tomorrow.
I assumed. I apologize.
No, not at all. Dem might need something, I'm not sure, but I think we just need some time. And she looks to Sharwin, and she takes her hand, and she says, thank you again. I will see you tomorrow.
Milady.
And they head out of the temple towards the house next door.
All right.
And-
Still looking to be useful. I forget what the healer's name. Dem. Let's write that down. Same offer to her, if she needs any assistance.
Dem says, nothing really to do right now, but wait. We'll probably use the big room at the inn for the ceremony tomorrow.
All right. So on a more personal note, somewhat touched by Sir Bradford's sacrifice. I mean, it was his folly that led to this tragedy, but also his bravery to accept the responsibility and pay the cost on behalf of another. I was curious if there were any actual texts on Pelor or anything that you had available that I might ponder the teachings of this deity.
Of course. She goes into basically a little shrine area that's in there, and she pulls a leather-bound book and she presses it into your hands, and she says, normally we'd ask for a donation for this, but seeing as how you helped that woman, it's on me.
Thank you. You have my Sincerest thanks.
You know, when your strange group of people, animals, party members, adventurers rolled into town, I didn't know quite what to think. But I have to say, you've helped this town quite a bit.
Well, I don't think any of us exactly knew what we were going to do when we got here either. We came from all different directions, but it seems we were placed here for some sort of reason. All came together with just the right skill sets.
I'm just sad that none of you found any fruits that could have been used on Sir Bradford.
I'm not there.
Quark twitches a little bit. Yes, it's a pity.
Wait, I'm gone, aren't I? Yeah, I'm gone. I'm out there.
Yep.
Otherwise, I would have offered that 1 HP berry.
We tried that. It didn't work.
Didn't work.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
So yeah, she doesn't have anything else further for you to do. She implores you to go and read your book.
And I will go. I will depart and head toward the inn.
It is about that time that you see Zakusu heading out of the mayor's house to the road. And Metellus, where are you?
I'm going to the inn.
Okay.
I want a room. I want to relax. I want a bath. I want a fine meal.
And you start the process of all that. It's going to cost you for the room, the bath, and the fine meal cost you an entire gold.
Preposterous.
Wow.
I'm okay.
It's a nice
with it.
bath.
It is a nice bath, actually.
Well, I'm a noble and I'm used to it, so I want my clothes cleaned and brushed and all blah blah blah.
Yeah. No, this is like, yeah. You have a small boy named Rowdy who looks like he doesn't have any parents, but is presentable enough in a backwoods town. He is assigned to you as your manservant.
Perfect.
For your 1 gold.
Perfect. Rowdy will
His
also
name's
get a silver
his name's
piece.
Rowdy.
His name is Rowdy.
Does he have like a wolf tattoo or something?
He does not. He's
Sounds like he should.
maybe 10 years old.
Is he a piper?
He is not. He's very quiet, but anytime he has a question, it's, my lord, my lord.
Perfect. That's what I've been looking for.
Although he does stay on the inn premises, unless you need him to go run and fetch something.
Apparently, none of us have been giving him his proper due.
Nope. I want my boots nice and shiny. I want my coat and clothes brushed and cleaned. I want to look presentable again.
Yes, my lord. And
3
he
days on the road.
sets off to each of those tasks after he runs your bath, which is actually in a copper tub.
Ah, wonderful.
That
Wine, grapes.
is in the back of the inn in a separate section.
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
Don't you dare. Don't you ruin my bath.
So Quark will go over to Zek as he's walking up and just how things went with the mayor.
I caught him up, and he sent a runner to start getting the plants together. I figure he mentioned there's that area out west of the well. That's where we'll have the pyre tonight. Sir Bradford and all of the saplings that are going to be pulled.
Very good, very good.
I have a small purse to divide up amongst all of us for the information and the dragon. And I'll do that later when we bed down for the night.
I find you to be an honest soul, Zek, and And I don't wish this cloud to hang. And something was pointed out to me recently that I'm unsure how to process.
Zek scratches his forehead with his thumb.
As you know, I was not part of this crew. I was unaware of the fruit until we got here and people started talking about it. And so when Sir Bradford lay there dying, it was not the first thing that popped to my mind. However, it has been a singular focus of yours. You are very aware of it and its properties, yet you offered none in a time of desperate need. I am unaware. Does the fruit rot instantly once you use a piece of it? I'm very confused. This seems incongruent with your character as I've come to know it.
I do not lie well. It was not a gift of mine, as it was many of my friends and family in the circus. That being said, family was, as you can see, and I'm sure, well, you actually probably came from a family of bird people. I did not. I am an abomination. The fact that this town has not sent anyone to hunt me is actually a surprise. The woman that raised me, the only person that looked at me as if I were a normal child because she saw me as a normal child, is ill. And is ill from this fruit's brother. I would die for many people, but there's only one that I would kill for. Luckily, it hasn't come to that. When Sir Bradford, when we realized there was not enough diamonds to save both, I got a measure of the man, and the knowledge of where this fruit came from, I don't think it would have done Sir Bradford any favors. He knew where he was going, and I think that he was at peace with that. I hope he was at peace with that. That being said, this is a sin that will follow me, because while it had slipped many people's minds, it didn't slip mine.
That's a burden you need not carry alone. I understand making sacrifices for your family, for your clan. And I don't even know if this would have helped Sir Bradford, and it may have risked the fruit in helping your loved one. I appreciate you sharing this with me. I will not share with any others unless you bid it so. But I appreciate, and I hope you find you can confide in me when you have any future dilemmas during our times together, however long or short they may be.
Thank you, Quirk. I appreciate it, and I hope you feel the same. If not now, someday soon. Because if what Karen was saying is true, I don't think our dangers have finished.
I fear you are correct in that assessment. But come, we should rejoin the others before they become worried.
I agree.
And Itali, where are you at this exact moment?
He's standing at the shop door waiting for it to open.
Yeah, that's what I was actually double checking because I kind of thought that, yes.
I am going to go to the, let's see, the end is where the bar is at or whatever.
That is correct.
And that's where I'm going to go. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and start telling stories about, from a little bit of our adventures about how we first met, not really going into what happened at the Sunless Citadel, but just the stuff beforehand, fighting the Blightlings and all that stuff, and making up stuff and making myself look good and, large stuff.
Okay.
Are you the hero of your own stories?
Sometimes.
Toss a coin to your bars.
So make me a performance check.
Performance.
Oh, the
Gadoosh.
3 farmers that are in at this time of day are entranced. They are hanging on every word. They are cheering. They are gasping when you want them to gasp. You have them eating out of the palm of your hand.
Cool. This will work later on because, I kind of want to tell the story of Sir Bradford, but probably not the time to say it yet.
So, on that note, the mayor actually walks in and hears the end of your story. And he walks up to you and says, "My good man, will you recount the tale of Sir Bradford to the town tonight at his remembrance?"
I would love to. I'll probably leave some things out of respect for his family and friends, but I would love to tell the story. I'll probably ask Zek for help just because, the more performers, the better.
Well, in that case, and he pulls something out of his pocket, and it is a writ of performance license, and hands it to you.
Oh, you need licenses for this stuff?
No, I do. Apparently you don't.
Oh.
Wow, he says
this is what privilege is like.
You're not there yet, Zach, so you can't harass him quite yet. And after he hands it to you, he says, "That will be 1 gold."
Oh.
Zoinks.
Guess not privileged just yet. I'll give him the 1 gold.
Very good. And since Zek has his license as well, Zekusu has his license as well, then he can most definitely assist you in the evening.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
And he then ducks out. And you guys, as you are approaching the inn, see the mayor kind of rushing off towards the blacksmith's building, which is the southernmost one on town. You never actually went to the blacksmith shop before.
Oh.
It's hilarious. I just realized it's sitting here. Now it's a blacksmith shop. Huzzah! So yeah, he kind of rushes over to the blacksmith shop.
Things kind of happen kind of fast, yeah.
Yeah.
When we got here.
Yep. So he ducks into the blacksmith's, and you guys find at the inn, at the Old Boar, 3 or 4 people in there. Itali looks like he'd been telling a story. They actually start, as you walk in, they start asking Itali for another story.
I'll ask them to hold on. I'm going to check and see what's going on with Zek and everybody else. And I would gladly tell them a story later in the day. And I'll catch up with everybody else. It's that fancy boy. He's taking a bath.
Speaking of which, I'm going to ask Rowdy to go find me the best tobacco they have in town for my pipe. And I will cast Minor Illusion and have, small harp sounds in the background.
He says, beg your pardon, my lord. I think the general store's closed.
I guess what I have will have to do. That's fine, Rowdy.
My apologies, sir. I would go, but we only have 1 store.
Steal it from the mayor.
And 3 television channels.
What about the blacksmith shop? That place seems open.
Are you...
Ask the innkeeper if he's got any.
I will. Yes, my lord. And he runs out of the back room where the copper pot is and or copper tub is, and he comes back 5 minutes later with a small pouch of tobacco, and it's not great, but it's about what you'd expect to find out here.
Find this acceptable. Thank you, Rowdy.
Yes, my lord.
I will continue relaxing.
By the way, no one in town British except Rowdy.
Of course.
Interesting.
Don't you love fantasy games?
That's cool. No other bird except Quark is Australian sometimes.
Maybe Austrian.
North Ireland, Austrian. It varies.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do before we fast forward to Sir Bradford's funeral pyre?
Yes, just for accounting purposes.
Yes.
When I see each person now at the bar, I had a moment to separate piles.
Mhm.
Everyone gets 31 gold pieces, including you, Mithless. When I see you, nice and clean and refreshed. I'm adding it to the running document mark so that if I'm gone, there is additional funds to be set aside for the others.
Okay.
Quark's just sitting at the bar, glancing through the book, through the tome he was gifted.
You know, I think I will check out that blacksmith
That's
shop.
not what I'm trying to do. I was adjusting something. Sorry.
Poor Rowdy. Man. He
Spanish
just wanted a
sauce.
tip.
I said I'm sorry, my lord. I'm sorry.
It's not open.
Tried to give him frosted tips. Make him stuff.
So you are going to go to the blacksmith. Okay, sure. You head to the
Yeah.
blacksmith shop.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to be looking to see what they have. Like, do they have any armor or anything like that?
They do. They have some leather armor. They have some studded leather armor. They have some plate mail. They have some chain mail, and then they have assorted sharp weapons and a lot of farm equipment.
Okay, you know, I do not want to end up being a pincushion like Zach, so I'm going to try to buy some armor.
So on your character sheet,
Mhm.
it should say in the class section, feats and stuff on the right side, I believe, of that. Should say what type of proficiency for armor you have.
As far
It's
as
actually on the left.
Is it on the left? Sorry.
It's on the left, yeah.
left, light armor. So that would mean stuff like leather.
Yes.
And what about the chainmail shirt? Does that count?
Chainmail is not light armor. That's medium
Not
armor,
light?
I believe.
Medium armor? Okay.
Light armor is mostly natural things like leathers and that kind of stuff. There is a exception to that, and that's a super fine magical item or mithril stuff that you're not going to find here. Not this town.
About the best you could find is something that he does have, which is studded leather armor. That is light armor.
I'll go ahead and how much is that?
That is a great question that I do not have the answer to. Hold on.
I can find it.
Thank
Keep
you.
going.
And weapons. Like what kind of weapons did he have?
He's got one or two long swords, probably two long swords, a short sword, and a sickle,
Sickle.
and a bunch of horseshoes and a bunch of farming implements. Tacks,
Okay.
yokes.
You said studded leather?
Yeah, studded
Yep,
leather.
studded leather.
Is he getting a hero's discount?
What's retail, and we'll go from there.
Retail is... Oh, come on. 4, 5.
45?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 45 gold. So no is the short answer.
Okay.
So 45 is what he's selling it for.
And
Well,
it's not bad. I mean, it's pretty. It's about the best you can get for light armor right now.
yeah, I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
do it. I'll buy it.
So I'm going to open your character sheet.
Okay.
You don't have access to mage armor? The spell?
No. Nope.
Now,
I do not.
different arcane classes have access to different spell lists.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Actually, I may not be able to do this, but you can if you do you see the eye at the top, JR?
Eye at the top.
At the top right, where it's got the speech bubble and then the newspaper and then an eye.
Oh, that one. Yes, I see
Okay.
it.
So if you click on the eye and you type in studded leather, it should come up with studded leather armor, and you can actually drag that to your character sheet. Or you should be able to.
Is it regular studded leather armor,
Yes.
or is it a +3? Or...
No, it's regular. Nice try. Regular studded leather armor, though.
All right, I could just drag it to my character sheet.
You should be able to drag it over to your inventory. It should go right in.
All right, let's see. Gonna put this up close to here. Huh, not seeing it.
Okay, well, we'll sort it.
I'll sort it out while everybody else is doing their stuff.
Does anyone have anything else that they'd like to do while Italy is shopping?
I think we're prepping, right? The townsfolk are probably bringing in, the townsfolk and the militia are bringing in them. So Zek will be out near the area, near the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be helping set up the pyre so that when Sir Bradford is brought out, they have a pyre bed.
Yeah, and you kind of find out as just kind of chit-chatting with people as they are bringing supplies and things in for this setup, that this is the best, like this is the optimal place to do it anywhere around town, because if you go any further west into the Ashen Plain, since nothing grows there, there's nothing to stop a fire from spreading.
Yep.
So,
that makes sense.
So yeah, you can see it's basically, I mean, the best way I'd say it is it's like 4 small hills and there's a center depression and like little flat spot in the middle.
Okay.
And people prepare throughout the day. They clear out any brush and just get the area ready.
Yes, I'm just not there yet.
Were you able to do it, JR?
Yep, I did it. I had to unequip the leather armor that I had and then equip the studded leather armor.
Perfect. And what does that make your AC now?
15.
15. I got to change it on my sheet so I know whether I'm stabbing you or not.
And then I have this that is
Okay.
Damn, I should have said 23.
This.
You said 15, JR?
Yep, 15.
Perfect. Okay, so with that being said, we are going to fast forward. After preparations are made, eventually the lady in charge of the jail comes over, and the female half-elf that we talked about, who looks like she's seen a fight or 3, she comes over and she implores you to go eat and leave this to them. There's nothing more to be done, and that probably they will start around 10 p.m.
Zek is now going to go to the temple.
Okay.
Quark's feeling a bit indigestionish and is going to fly off in private.
Feeling peckish.
Far enough where strange noises would probably not be noticed.
Very good.
Bring back the pellet, because there are classes that need to dissect that.
I might point out that the stone temple that is quite ornate does look like an excellent target. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Yes, so you fly off to do bird business, and you head to the temple, Zek.
My stuff isn't super important if other people have things they want to do.
Methelus, is there anything else you want to do? You do hear word eventually by talking to Zek that the Sir Bradford's memorial will be tonight at around 10 p.m.
I'll attend it.
Is there anything you care to do before then? No? All right.
I've
Just-
got everything I need.
Perfect. Then Zek, you're up.
All right. Zek is going to enter the temple, and what he's kind of expecting to see is it
Dem.
Dem. He's Dem preparing Sir Bradford's body.
Yes.
Is that what he sees?
Well, it would normally be. Instead, you can see that his remains are covered in a sheet, a white sheet that has. It's embroidered somewhat like a quilt, but it has a very ornate fortress on it, with the top center of it being the sun and rays from the center sun circle kind of streaming out in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what his remains are covered in.
Who else is here in the temple?
Just Dem.
Okay. Do you mind if I have a moment, Mr. Bradford?
Not at all.
Are you finished with what you need to... Any prayers or cleaning him or wrapping him or anything like that?
She does what I'm doing. She kind of rubs her temples and closes her eyes, and she says, I've been a servant to Palor for many years, and I have never seen anything like this. He is no longer human. He is, for everything I can tell, a tree. Kind of like your friend.
It's what I was afraid of. Both he and the girl looked like this when we had to try and talk them down. The druid that was there had done something to them.
The druid did this. I've never seen anything like this.
The druid and the tree. I don't know if the others mentioned it. Did they mention that the citadel is no longer sunless?
Or sunken.
Or sunken?
They said it. We all felt it. The ground shook for what seemed miles.
Did they explain to you where the fruits came from?
Roughly.
Whatever had tied Sir Bradford and the girl to the tree was because of the druid. It was feeding the tree. And so we had hoped that removing them and destroying the tree would prevent this from happening.
She the cloth that's on him is folded at the bottom. It's folded up because it's longer than he is, basically.
Right.
And she unfolds it, and she said, "It's tragic," because as she unfolds it, you see that the part that's folded up is an orchard.
Huh.
She says, Pelor is many times described in the Fortress of the Sun, which is a shining golden citadel, and she points to the top of the cloth. She said, but inside is the limitless orchards of the blessed fields of Elysium. And so, even though if what he said was true at the end, if he truly did lose his connection with Pelor, Pelor himself defeated the chained oblivion and set his paladins and his clerics to hunt aberrations. That tree sounds like an aberration, and even if he did not strike the killing blow on it in helping you to do so, he still fulfilled his mission.
He had a will that was stronger than I've ever seen. While this power rode through his veins, he was able to fight it off. He was being commanded to strike us and couldn't. Well, I wouldn't say couldn't. He easily could have, but didn't. I don't know if even any of us that went in could have done that.
It sounds like, again, mayhaps the musings of an old fool cleric, but one of our jobs is to deliver the light of Pelor where darkness dwells.
Well, it really sounds like he was as good a man as we could have hoped.
I feel like I can never look Carowin in the eye again, however.
Daniel might be forgetting something. Is Carowin the woman who owns the supply store? Okay. Because of the loss of her son?
No, because I really, for a moment, was going to use that diamond on Sir Bradford.
All things being equal, I think we all had a part to play in decisions that were made. And I think Sir Bradford would have chosen the way it ended up.
He did.
Which if only there were more options. But the options we had were the options we had.
And it's always the philosophical debate of youth versus experience. How many years left does one have versus the other? I just do not wish to be the one making those decisions.
I imagine, or I would hope, that living in a town like this, that decision doesn't come up very often.
Thankfully, it does not. It's the adventurer's curse. I'm sure you're aware of it. We are happy to see new faces in town, but invariably they bring choices like these.
As frustrating as that might be.
It's not all bad. And you've done a lot of good for this town. Don't think that everyone doesn't see it. A dragon, these monsters that we've been growing.
The people I'm with deserve far more credit than I do. But I will leave you to make the preparations you need to. I just need a moment with Sir Bradford.
She goes into one of the side rooms and seems to be puttering about with something.
Zek will kind of chuckle to himself over Sir Bradford and say, I don't know what came over you to take those kids into that place. And I don't think any of us will ever know. But we were able to bring one out. And that is thanks to you. You were able to hold back and stay your hand. And without that, who knows what would have happened. I'm sorry for my part in your death, and if what I possess may have helped you. But it couldn't be helped, and I really believe that. And then Zek will say a prayer to himself as he pulls out his tarot deck, and he will shuffle the cards right next to Sir Bradford's still form, and he'll lay out 3 cards, and he'll flip over the first card, which is the Hierophant, and he'll flip over the second card, which is the Maiden, and then he'll flip over the third card, which is the Sun. And he'll look at the cards and smile and kind of shake his head a little bit, shuffle the cards back in. He'll place a hand on where Sir Bradford's head is, and say another short prayer, and then Zek will leave.
Tali?
Well, first, I'm kind of surprised that whole thing happened, because at first when Zek went in there, I thought he was going to like loot the body when he told everybody to leave. So I'm happy that's not the case. But anyways, after getting my armor, I'm just going to hang around at the inn and just wait for our time to do, Sir Bradford's stuff.
And by the way, I just want to point out that now that you have this studded leather armor, and you go to put your purple shirts and jackets back over it, you look very Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
Yeah, 80s Delta Burke. You've got kind of big shoulder pads.
Gotcha.
It's kind of the whole tapers down into a it's impressive, but it looks a little odd. You may need to get some other clothes made when you have the opportunity that will better fit either under, around, or on this armor, because clearly these clothes weren't made for that. So it looks a little strange, but not garish or anything.
I'm in a group with a snake man and an owl man. I'm sure I looked less strange than the rest.
Probably true. Probably true. Anything else that you want to do?
Oh no, I'm good.
Quark, after your stomach issues, anything you would care to do?
No, just return and try to find the remainders of the group so we can head over together when it's time.
And since Mythalos is at the inn, that's probably where everybody finds him. Throughout, what's that? Yes, refreshed. He looks very clean.
I actually didn't realize your skin was that pale.
I spent many, many days indoors.
Everyone make me a perception check, please.
12.
Thank you. Wow.
17.
All right. Over time, throughout the evening, more and more people come to the inn. It's slowly filling with. You can tell all of the farmers from the outskirts have journeyed in. It's not that far, but still, there's probably close to 150 people in and around the inn.
Oh.
And more coming, just not going to the inn. Because if you recall, there's probably about 900 people, including the outskirts of this town. So, many of them you see actually pass the inn with shrubs that they are taking to the funeral pyre. And over time, as it gets later and later, it goes from 150 people to 300 people to 500 people. And they all have shrubs that they are taking to this area.
Holy dang.
That could have been
Wow.
a serious
Wow.
army.
And it is probably just after dusk that two human men arrive with a pull cart with a tarp thrown over it. And everyone kind of stops. The conversation outside stops. The talking inside the inn stops, and everyone watches the cart go through town and pull up to the temple. And it stops in front of the temple to Palor. And you see Carowin walk from the general store, and she meets the men and hands them something. And she pulls back the edge of the tarp and bursts into tears. And Dem hastens them to bring the pull cart inside. And there's a momentary pause, and then low murmuring, and then people start talking again. And conversations resume. But there is kind of an air of everyone knows that Talgren is home. Any other actions before 10 p.m. hits? So the mayor...
Throughout the day, did we hear Quark barking up or anything?
No.
No? Okay. He
No.
He went to a good distance then. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing along those lines. At about 9:30, the mayor comes for Itali and Zakusu. Well, he comes for all of you, but he asks if you're ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he beckons you to come with him. And they bring you to the area, and when you get there, you see Sir Bradford in the center of what will be the pyre. But
Okay.
you see hundreds of saplings in the structure, around the structure. It's almost a wall of saplings. Just hundreds and hundreds of saplings. And the mayor actually pulls out a small ball out of his pocket, and he squeezes it twice, and he begins to speak. And when he speaks, it is 10 times louder than a normal human voice would be. And it carries on the wind. And he says, "Citizens of Oakhurst, we are here to celebrate these heroes and Sir Bradford, who gave his life to help us stop the spread of these monsters. Itali the Bard and Zikusu the performer would recant their tale." And he hands the ball to you, Itali. And I would like you, so you two have a choice at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You can either roll performance by yourself with advantage because Zikusu is helping you, or you can both roll it. It's
How
up
would
to
you feel, Sakuzu?
You're on mute, Daniel.
Hear anything I'm saying because I'm on mute. I think that you should tell the story, and I will play in the background. I'll play my flute in the background. Some somber music to help your performance.
So roll with advantage then.
Yes.
All right. Then that is what I shall do. And let's see, rolling performance with advantage. Going for that 17.
So the ball projects your voice. At first, it's a little startling, but you adapt to it very quickly. And much like earlier that day, the people are listening in hushed tones. Zikusu's music is picking up through the ball and highlighting your words. And by the end of the story, there isn't a dry eye in the house. And the mayor motions, and the constable lights the pyre aloft. And it is one of the fastest growing fires you can probably recall you've seen in your lifetime. It just, the whole thing is just engulfed, and it becomes brighter than the moon, brighter than anything else, and the entire area is lit. And the mayor moves up next to you, Zach, and he says very quietly, as he takes the ball back from Itali, he says, "You do realize that our actions have set loose several of these abominations upon the world. Who knows what these twisted plants are doing now?"
You're referring to the other people who have purchased these fruits in the past, right?
The
Do you
ones
know?
that up and walked away themselves.
I don't know if they can reproduce on their own. Hopefully the answer is no.
Hopefully. But I'm hoping that one of the masters of the arcane that travels with us will have better information.
You've done a great deed for this. Several great deeds for this town. We will not forget you and your menagerie.
Menagerie. I'm hoping that what happened here will be better remembered for the people that have lived through it.
He hands you a platinum piece.
Oh, thank you.
He says that's for the licenses for the two of you.
Zach will chuckle and say, "Thank you, Mr. Mayor."
People begin to peel off after a while. Farmers start to head home. It's not always safe to travel in the dark, but the inn is completely full for the evening, other than you already have rooms.
Oh no, I'm not a sucker. I'm not getting a room there. I got a magic hat.
Well, the rooms were provided by Carowin, so your
in that
choice
case, yeah,
whether
I'll take
you
a room. Yeah, I'll take a room. It's free.
Yeah. Whether you choose to use it or not, each of you has a room.
I'm not a sucker.
As people are leaving, Quark, in his investigative nature and always cautious, is going to start. Is the fire burned down yet, or is it still going pretty hard?
It's still going. It's been burning for probably close to 35 minutes now, and it's still going. But
he's going to watch for any of the bushes to see if they're running away, and toss them back in the fire if they are. So
fair.
Watching around the perimeter, watching.
Make me a perception check with advantage.
Good on you. I hadn't even considered that.
Wait, what?
You see none of the saplings running away burning.
It's Holly and I are just like, here's a story about how our life got turned upside down. And Quark is like, I have to actually watch these things. Remember how they got up and walked away? You guys remember that? These are threats, right?
Yep. No. It apparently all of these were too early in the season. These were not mobile. I don't want to say sentient, but not animated.
Right.
Not able to get around on their own. Yeah.
Correct. And they're all ablaze. In fact, those were the first things to burn. It took longer for the actual funeral pyre to catch, and it is burning away quite nicely now. But yes, you do vigilantly watch for any to get up and run screaming. You do not hear any of that insane high-pitched screaming, and you do not see any runaway. All of the twigs that have been, or saplings that have been brought, are consumed in the flames.
What if the high-pitched screaming is so high-pitched that he can't even hear it?
You could hear it, Itali.
I can hear it.
Yeah. No, you could hear it before when they were screaming as you were attacking them.
Oh, okay.
And setting them on fire. So you know what it sounds like. Everybody heard it.
I thought maybe it was something that was one of those things where, since if you don't have dark vision, you can't hear them. So.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
So yeah, as I mentioned, you have rooms at the inn. The inn is booked solid, however, and there are plenty of people in the common room. It is melancholy and muted, but people, upon seeing Itali and Zakusu, make mention of the fact that they were appreciative of you telling the tale so beautifully and eloquently. And there are a few who've had too many to drink, and Zakusu in the past, where that has been dangerous for you, you get the drunken assent, I guess would be the best way to say that, where, I heard things about your kind, but you're a good guy. You're more than welcome in this town.
Wow, I've heard that in real life. That's cool.
When they start, when they start drunkenly stumbling towards him, Zakusu like starts to back away, and then we'll give them an awkward smile when they say what they said. Thanks, I guess. And he'll smile and high five them. Knuckles.
They stumble off, but yeah, there's plenty of people in town. It looks like many of them are staying overnight. Some are staying with people in town. You can see that there's basically people going in and out of every single building in the town.
Even the blacksmith?
Even the blacksmith. The blacksmith has people bedding down in areas. So yeah, everybody in town, it seems, is hosting someone overnight.
Nice.
So anything else before night and sleep takes you?
I was going to go ahead, get some food and beverage from the inn and just toss a gold on the counter. It's well more than what I ordered. I ordered something very simple, basic, and
in fact, you are not allowed to pay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a tip.
Rich.
The innkeeper bites it, says thank you, and pockets it.
We're not going to accept your payment, but we are going to double check to make sure it's real.
That's right. I'm glad you caught that. Glad you caught that.
With champagne and kiss the nearest girl too. And then he'll take that up to his room and start preening and doing other bird things.
Yeah, it's a mutton and crusty bread.
All right.
Probably a baguette, some kind of French loaf type thing.
While all these people are around, I'm going to kind of pay attention to see if anybody's stealing from the townsfolk.
Sure, roll perception.
Huh.
Pocketing and... I don't see anything.
For a while you have your eye on Rowdy because he keeps bumping into people, and after like the third or fourth time you're starting to really think that he's maybe sleight of handing some stuff off some people.
He must be terrible at it then.
Oh yeah, very overt. Like,
well, I'm going to call him over, give him a stern talking to about how he doesn't have the gift, and to stay out of my pockets.
He's like, my lord, I would never.
He gets the eye. There's the one eyebrow raised, stare him down. I saw you.
I'm somewhat clumsy, my lord. I apologize. I'll try to do better.
Man, someone's going to get the Ray of Frost again.
He's bumping into things because he's blinded because his eyes are frozen.
His joints are stiff from being frozen one too many times. Poor Rowdy.
Warn him against a life of crime, then send him on his way.
Okay.
After the drunk people leaves me and Zach, I'm gonna kind of pull Zach aside, and I'm gonna ask him like, I've been thinking about something. I don't know if it should be something of concern or not. Should we be worried about the kobolds? Like, should we go back or should we just leave things be?
So, kobolds.
Like,
Yeah,
would they ever try to
kind of
find
haven't.
us?
So I don't think that they'll try to find us for one thing, but secondly, it looked like they were trying to pack up and leave the Citadel in a hurry.
Mhm.
When the people went in to go get the young boy's body, I don't think they met a lot of challenge going back through the Citadel to get his body. I
Gotcha.
think the kobolds are gone, and to be honest, I kind of hope they would track us down.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering what we should do about that. Like, I don't want that to come
it's a good-
later. I mean,
It's a
I
good
mean, if-
concern. We don't want something stabbing us in the back, but
yeah. I mean, if Quark has to go do his bird stuff, I don't want him to sneak attack him or anything. You know.
also, here's 5 gold.
What's this for?
It's your investment on that performance license that I'm sure the mayor made you buy.
Oh. Yeah, he made it seem like it was free. I was kind of excited, but
Yeah, it was not. Yeah.
I guess that's bureaucrats, I guess. Well, all right. Well, we'll just let the kobold be future us's problem and not our problem right now.
Yes.
And after that, I will head to my free room.
Very good. Any other actions before sunrise? Very good. So, the next day, Rowdy brings word to you, Mythilos, that the ceremony will be at 10 a.m. downstairs in the inn, the large room in the inn. And he says, is it all right if I pass the message on to the others?
That would be fine.
Then you will
Keep your hands to yourself.
My lord, I swear, I do not know what you're talking about.
You just hold my hand up. No more speaking. Wave him off to do his thing.
He nods and runs off, and each of you has a knock on your door, and Rowdy is there to tell you that the service is at 10 a.m. Does anyone have anything meaningful to do before that? I assume everybody's going to get food. And
Yeah, I assume the general store is still closed.
It is closed.
Given the ceremony. Yeah, okay.
Correct. It is closed.
Do we start a line
Then-
at the general store?
Are you queuing up?
He's queuing up.
He's gonna go get his draw number and make sure.
Zek definitely has work to do with Italy in that vein, so Zek will be there too.
At the general store?
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys are not going to go to the service?
Oh.
Oh yeah, after the service line up.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I misunderstood.
Do you have anything to do before the service?
Before the service.
Before the service.
Okay.
I was like, okay, JR is being JR, and then Daniel's like, no, I'm going too. What? Okay.
What I'll
sorry.
go ahead and do is right next
Hey,
as we're walking
lady,
to
I
the
understand your
service.
son died. I need my stuff.
Wow.
As we're walking to the service, I'm gonna take out the brick.
Yeah, you don't have to walk. It's literally downstairs.
Well, in that case, I'll make the walk still. I'm just gonna get a brick to make sure I have my place in line. Like, this is representative of me.
So
This whole town, like, think about it, guys. The whole town was packed. Everybody's got to leave. Everybody's got to stop by the general store in case they need to get their, whatever they need before they leave. I just want to make sure I'm first. That's all. And then,
So,
I'll
you
leave
leave
a
a
brick that just says
Okay.
JR was here or Itali was here.
Okay.
First in line.
Okay. You leave a brick with a note tied to it.
Yeah, and then I'll go to the service.
Okay. The the ceremony is tasteful. Dem leads the ceremony, and pretty much the entire town is there. Once again, they have the ball from the mayor that amplifies everyone's voice. Many townsfolk stand and talk about Talgren, their memories of him. There are laughs and there are tears as people recount their memories of him. Sharwin stands and tries to tell a story, but not more than a few sentences in, breaks down and hastily excuses herself. For her part, Carowin seems to be lost in thought through much of the ceremony, and you think to yourselves kind of how hard it must be for a mother to bury any of her children. It lasts for about an hour, but before it was completely over, Carowin actually moved to the four of you and your spark and asked you in advance to stay if you could until after all the final well-wishers had left. And as just in that span of time from when the remembrance is over and people start coming up to her and hugging her or taking her hands and crying with her, by the time the final well-wishers have left, you see what appear to be a few new lines on her face, perhaps from the stress of the day, perhaps from worrying for over a month and a half about her children. But as the final ones leave, she bids you follow her over to the general store.
Cool.
And as you walk over, she looks down and sees the brick with the note attached.
You can just ignore that. That's mine. That's my brick. I left it there. You can ignore the note.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, it's a good brick. Good brick. I'll put it in my bag.
She closes the door behind the four of you, and she moves over back behind the counter in front of her family crest. And she says, "You have done me and this town a great service. I spoke with the mayor, and I pitched in a bit more than I initially promised. Plus the town pitched in for the killing of the dragon that could have threatened the area." She hands a package to you, Quark. And she said, "Would you give this to your mystical friend?"
Certainly.
Which one?
I assume you mean Leo.
Yes, he had asked for fine parchment and ink. There's 10 fine parchment inside there.
Ah, very good, very good. Yes, we'll make sure as he returns, we get this to him.
And so, Zach, I want to be clear about this. She hands you a slender envelope with enough for 5 platinum pieces in it each. For each of you, not the 4 here, but 8 total.
So 40?
40 platinum.
Okay.
And she hands each of you a pouch with 5 different kind of gold pieces in it. And it sucks because all my local players are gone, and I was supposed to hand this to them. So
we can pretend like we're there. Like,
You should
wow,
ship
that's
them-
cool, Mark.
so they look like this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, okay. 5 different, as in they're not what we're used to, but they're not each different.
Correct. She says, "These are called dragons." Itali and Zakusu, you recognize them. Methulas and Quark, you do not. Zek and Itali, you know that these are the currency of Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
She continues, I know a man in Waterdeep, and he could use your help. He's a good man. You sense she's not saying something.
Hey, who is this guy?
He's a good man, but
You
Is
can
he
meet
the
him.
owner of the old Costco?
You can meet him at the Yawning Portal Inn and Tavern.
the Yawning Portal.
The Yawning Portal.
And his
Yawning
name is.
Portal.
What's
His-
his name?
His name is Volo.
Volo has a Yawning Portal.
Also, I've done a supply favor or two for the owner. And she looks to you, Zakusu, and she hands the signet ring of Talgren back to you.
Are you sure?
She says, give this to Durnan. He is the proprietor. Tell him that it is time he repays the favors of House Hukrell.
Favor. How do you spell that? Ukril?
Hucrele. Hukrell.
Okay.
She looks... Stern is not the word. But she looks at you and you know how a mother will look at you and you just kind of go rigid like you know you've done something wrong?
Mm-hmm.
She gives you that look. She says, tell him you want to use his delivery portal spell. He will object profusely. Tell him that is the deal and you will not budge.
Okay.
You didn't tell me where you needed to take the things in your possessions. However, I estimate it would probably take you near 2 weeks and several dead horses to get anywhere beyond Waterdeep quickly.
It's
The
a
Yawning-
while to get here. Yeah.
The Yawning Portal is a day's march from here. Durnan has a spell that transports 5 cubic feet of items, or smaller, directly to the person you think of. It's a special spell, and only he has it. She kind of like rolls her eyes. Has something to do with the mountain he built his tavern on or something like that. She kind of waves her hands dismissively. But you brought my loved one back to me. It's only fair I help you save yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she sighs a weary sigh as she looks out the window and sees people queuing up in line to get into the store.
Told you guys.
Madam, I do not wish to impede. Dang, I can't English today. I don't wish to cause any further. But do you happen to have any spears for purchase? I kind of left mine in the dungeon.
She roll me percentile.
Which window am I in? This one. Okay. Kablammo! I'm guessing no.
She does not.
Was the 5 dragons, that was for everyone as well?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Is there anything else your group needs?
I don't mean to bug you either. I just wanted to know if you had a crossbow for sale.
Time out. You're joking, right, Methelus?
No.
I gave
didn't
you
ask her-
5 platinum.
I don't know how much platinum is worth.
Oh,
Is it
so
like 10 gold?
So platinum is 10 gold.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
50. That's 50 gold each.
Okay.
Oh, snap. No, you're 100% correct. No, Methelus is 100% correct.
Yeah, and that's
Sorry.
why I was
Sorry.
going to ask that after everything.
So I didn't
just
bring
to
it
see-
up. I was just
Sorry.
like,
Sorry. It's supposed to be 50 platinum pieces each.
Frickety frick.
I'm sorry. I typoed that, so thank you for bringing it to my attention. I was just really confused because I'm like, I had all the money there. And yeah, no, that's totally, 50 platinum each. So basically
that's-
500 gold each.
So even more than what was
Yes.
because
yeah,
because
a lot more.
because everybody in the town got
Makes
together, which makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Sorry. Damn.
So we got that direct, right? Though, so that's Daniel's not keeping track of all that, right?
I am keeping track for the people that are not here.
Okay, copy that.
Yeah.
So
you
each of you
guys
got-
are-
So, right.
50 platinum
and
and 5 dragons.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was not a slender envelope.
It was slender, but it was very tall.
Yeah, very tall. So sorry about that, Sean. My bad. 100%. I'm like, wait, that math doesn't work out.
That is significant. Okay.
Yeah, crossbow.
Crossbow. Roll me a percentile.
Percentile.
That's a D100. Yes, she has a crossbow.
How much?
That's a great question. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be happy to take it for free, but, you know, she runs a business.
Did I mark that page? Dang it.
Uh, 25 gold.
I'll take it. All right, and I'll do the same thing I did with the studded armor.
So that is a light crossbow. What are you
Light
proficient in? Are you proficient in crossbow?
According to what I was reading earlier, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
It just-
Yep, so that is a light.
That was a heck of a steal too. That's supposed to be 75. According to this.
D&D Beyond says it's 25
Oh, okay.
for a light.
For a worn
Oh,
one.
I guess
It's
there's
worn
a
out.
difference between a light and a hand, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So again, you can go under the eye, JR,
Yep.
and pull it
Yep.
over to your sheet. Anything else anyone wants to purchase?
So I have a question, and
Mm-hmm.
this is a GM question.
Sure.
They scrapped together and scrounged together everything they could to pay us, which implies I would not be able to sell some of the things I'm carrying to them.
So actually, if you'd listened carefully what she said, she bolstered most of it.
Right.
The town did take up a collection as they understood there was not going to be any fruit this year, so the 50 gold was part of that they normally spend on one fruit. And
Okay.
old man Smithers will just die this year instead of being saved by the fruit.
So, like the onyx and the dragon figurine, that kind of stuff, that's staying in my backpack until Waterdeep.
Yeah, most likely.
Okay.
Far away is Waterdeep.
It's a day's hard journey. So if you beat feet, you could make it in a day. It's generally about a day and a half.
I would go ahead and restock rations. I mean, we were in that dungeon for a few days, so we probably burned through some rations. So I know we're not like super keeping track of that, but
No, that's a good idea.
Sure. So rations. It's basically 5 silver a day. So buy however you.
What's the silver to gold conversion?
It's 10, is it not, Daniel?
It is.
10 to 1.
No, yeah.
Everything is 10 to 1 now.
Yeah.
Everything's 10 to 1 now? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is electum not a thing anymore then?
It is, but it's also 10 to 1, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, it might be. I'll have to look that up. It is. Electrum is super rare.
Okay. So it's not between silver and gold anymore?
I
don't think so.
It's
Like
between
it is on
silver.
my
It's between silver and gold, but it's used. It's hard to explain. There's a few settings that use it, but for
Okay.
the most part, it's not used.
Okay, so we'll just get silver to gold is 10. All right, so I'll buy 1 gold's worth of 10.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Okay, so short answer is it's 1 to 10 from. Oh, don't do that. It's 1 to 10. Electrum is 50. 50 copper, 5 silver is 1 electrum. But yeah,
okay.
like Daniel said, it's not.
So
used
be
that
2
much.
electrum to a gold then. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
But for most of them, it's 1 to 10.
All right. Before we departed, I would Atali, you were at the blacksmith. Did they have any weapons there?
They did. They had a bunch of sharp stuff, so I think it's right up your alley.
All right. Should probably top off arrows and check for a spear. But first, I would like to inspect the pyre site and just make sure that everything looked like it burned thoroughly. We wouldn't want to leave these poor people only to have something sprout in that valley, in that depression.
That is a good idea.
Okay. Fair enough. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do before leaving town besides that?
Depression and blacksmith.
Yep. Got those two.
Okay, just making sure.
Nothing else on my end.
Okay. So are you going blacksmith?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm going to go and pick up the dog.
Oh, fair enough.
And bring him with us.
Okay.
I'll go with Quark in case he needs help.
Are you going to?
Which way is Waterdeep?
So Waterdeep is back up the road to the north, the new road, and that takes you out to the main road that goes north up to Waterdeep.
Okay, so yeah, we'll hit the blacksmith first, and
Okay.
then the.
While they're doing all that, I'm gonna have a last fine meal at the inn because I don't know when my next one's coming.
Fair enough. It's mutton with crusty bread.
It's not a fine meal.
It's not really, no. He actually adds a few seasonal cheeses to your board, to your wooden board with your mutton.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Eh,
I guess I could be a noble. This will have to do, I suppose, in this backwoods town.
And as you head to the blacksmith, Matt, arrows are about all they have left now.
All right.
You know, if you really think about it, you can just tie it to a really long branch, and it's pretty much a spear.
Well, I was really hoping we could go back and pick that up before we left, but it was quite the rush. Oh,
Well,
well.
Well,
Top off on the arrows. So,
Waterdeep's a bigger city, so they'll probably have more spears than this place has.
true. Hopefully we don't encounter anything untoward along the way. So if I just knowing that we have other arrow users that are not available, I'm going to buy as many as I can carry. So how much?
Oh, you can buy as many as you want. Arrows, they have plenty of.
Okay, so
what do you want? One quiver's worth, two quivers worth, three quivers worth?
Three.
Okay. So 20 of them is going to be 1 gold, and that'd probably be a quiver's worth right there. So 3 gold total.
3 gold. Okay.
And roll me a d6.
D6.
Of course you do. Surprisingly, as you are looking over the arrows after completing the transaction, 6 of them are +1 arrows.
Nice.
Nice. Does he have crossbow bolts as well? I bought a crossbow, but I didn't buy the bolts.
Yes, he does have.
Nope.
It's the same.
Crossbow, no bolts. Peanut butter, no jelly.
Yep, 20 for 1 gold, Itali.
All right, I'll give him 1 gold for the arrows and 1 gold for himself because I appreciate it.
All right.
Cool. Glad I took care of that before we actually left.
And
right. Anything else?
Just to let you know, Quark, Matt, actually.
Yes.
A single +1 arrow is probably between 50 to 250 gold.
Well,
oh, wow.
that worked out nicely.
Nice.
So either this guy's really good and he doesn't know it,
or he's really dumb and doesn't know it.
Are they recoverable?
Sometimes. It depends what you do with them.
Shoot them against a brick wall? Less so.
Less so. So you journey towards the funeral pyre from the night before. There is, other than the burnt areas directly under where the pyre was and the lack of vegetation around it, you wouldn't have known it was there. So it has been cleaned up at this point. But no, nothing remains.
All right.
Okay.
Well, probably should stop and tell Dem that she should probably bless this area just to be safe.
Okay, you stop in and tell Dem that. She asks you how your reading is going.
It's going well. I haven't had as much time to study it as I would like with the events of the last day, but I am finding it quite intriguing. The garden is of particular interest, and there's a tree in my village that this seems reminiscent of in some odd way. But thank you again for this.
It may play halo or shine on you.
And also on you.
And she promises you she will go bless the site later today.
Thank you. We will, if we are through this way again, we will definitely stop in. and
you
see
better.
how things are going. Farewell.
So, I'm going to, once I find it, there it is. I'm going to move everybody to the Overland map, the Overworld map. There we go. And I know I need to, it's black screen. Hold on one second. Paste.
Why is the world darkness?
So, if you look on the far left, center, you'll see that Oakhurst is actually north of Waterdeep. It's on the far west coast. About halfway down, you'll find Waterdeep. And if you look kind of south along that road, then you'll see a dark black line that leads up and around to Oakhurst. And I got to fix that on the stream so that they can see it.
I hadn't thought about the fact that I had to come through Waterdeep to get here.
Yep. Well, did you actually? I think you were you in Amphale or were you in Sycamore?
I think I was. No, I was in Amphill.
Okay, yeah. So then you had to, 100%.
Because I think Thornhold is where it has to go.
Got it. Yes, that is correct. So, one of the farmers actually offers to take you to the main road, which is how you're going to get there in a day. Because normally this would be closer to a 2-day trek. So the farmer loads you up, and it's nice. You don't have to walk for once. Once he gets to the main road, however, he's heading south to Daggerford, and you guys have to trek north. You have to keep it fast-paced if you're going to get there in any timeliness. I'm going to have everybody make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
12.
Okay.
15.
Very good.
And is this around a good time for break?
It is a good time for a break. We will go ahead and take our 20-minute break here, and we will pick up in just a little bit. In the meantime, check these fine things out.
Human friends, we need your help.
Storm's getting worse. Our exploratory diving bell
The escape the mummy is here in Barry.
Wong and his assistant Mary Nelson have vanished.
Our computers indicate that whatever caused it came from somewhere in the Pacific.
We'll start searching that area immediately.
Did you know that you can subscribe to the channel for free if you have Amazon Prime? It's true. All you have to do is sign into your Amazon account, and then go to gaming.amazon.com. On the left side of the screen, under your name, it will ask you to link your Twitch account. Once that's done, just head over to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/gamersledge. You'll have an option to subscribe using your Twitch Prime. It costs you nothing, but helps support the channel. There is one catch: it runs out in 30 days, so make sure you come back and click the subscribe button again next month if you want to continue supporting great shows like this one. Thanks for helping. Be excellent to each other. And game on.
There's new items in the merch store. Head to bit.ly/gamersledge-merch. That's all one word, Gamers, Ledge, Merch, to check out the newest, latest and greatest gifts like mugs, t-shirts, mouse pads, stickers and more. Show some love for the show creators. They get a cut from each item sold, whether it is a Notice Me Senpai DM t-shirt, or a mug that helps you clarify when a point needs to be made in conversation. There's still a few minutes left in the break. You've got time? We will be here when you get back. Visit bit.ly/gamersledge-merch. Be excellent to each other and merch. I mean, game on.
Welcome back, everyone. As we left off, our heroes were heading from the town of Oakhurst to that of Waterdeep in the most haste possible. As you all continue on, you've packed what feels like 2 days' travel from Oakhurst into a single day and night. The sun is beginning to rise. And you finally see the Sword Coast Gem on the Sea, Waterdeep. For some of you, it's the largest city you've ever seen in existence. For others of you, it's yet another city on your journey. However, you cannot deny that it is beautiful as you approach with the sun rising over the ocean. Griffin riders patrol the skies above, and the view from the southern gate is breathtaking. Now, since you probably have never seen it before, I'm going to share it with you in just 1 second.
I always feel strange in towns like that.
You should be able to see it now.
Yeah.
So, no joke, from your vantage point along the road, there are 3 small children playing on basically a cliff nearby you. And they're watching the various Griffin riders patrol the skies.
Cool.
As you continue to move towards the southern gate of the city, by the way, Carwin provided Methelus with a map. This is the map we are looking at right now, so you know vaguely where you are. It also does have the Yawning Portal marked on it further up. However, this is going to be you guys' map, so if there's anything you want to add to it, if you're searching out various shops, etc., we can add those as well. So that's the thing. So this is going to be a living, breathing city map that you guys help create. But certain things are already on here, like the Yawning Portal. As you start to approach the gate, there's still some distance between here and there, but I do want to know what order you're in.
I'll go first.
Yeah, Zek is always more nervous heading towards big towns like this, so he's actually going to be nearer the back.
Okay.
Since this is the city I'm from, I feel comfortable being in front.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be kind of hanging back. This is
I thought that makes it
so
easy.
foreign to me. I don't even know what to do. If my big owl eyes could get any bigger, they would be.
So which one of you is jockeying for last place? Is it Quark or Zek?
Quark can be in the back. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I would like everyone to give me a perception check as you approach the gate.
13.
Okay.
20.
Everyone but Zek hears kind of the standard same 3 things that the watch seems to be asking every single person going through the gate. State your name, state your purpose for coming to the city, and are you able to personally control or wield magic?
Oh.
And if they respond yes, they inform them that by city law and the code legal, you are required to register with the city at a magister, and it's recommended you find and join the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors headed by the Black Staff once in the city. And they warn those people very sternly, you do not want to raise the ire of the Lords of Waterdeep. So you guys are probably like 10 people back at this point.
So, like, for rangers, I mean, they have spells, but they wouldn't be considered magic users, would they?
I don't know, would they? That's up to you.
I don't know. I'm a bird from the country. I don't understand these things.
I'm just a bird from the country.
Well, I'd already be registered, right?
Oh, I need, let's see. I need someone from the group to roll me a d4. And Quark, the blue spark is right next to you.
I was wondering where it had gotten off to.
Oh no, it followed you the whole time. But as you approach the city, it is legitimately right next to you, Quark. And it seems to be shadowing you.
Unsettled bird noises.
As you approach, you see the City Watch. They are dressed like this. Wow, that was so not smart of me. I grabbed the stream window and tried to pull it over instead of actually pulling it over in the... There we go. That's better. So everyone is dressed like this. They also have very specific badges that are on their personage. This is the badge that you see in the center here. As you approach and get up to the gate, Itali,
Yes.
make me a history check.
History. Oof.
Oh, great. Actually, I need to, okay, so you are, like you said, this is your city. You're confident in it. You know your way around this place. You also run from the city guards more times than you can possibly count.
Yeah.
Yep. So this one, as you get up to the front of the line, this city guard is a very, very large person. He looks like a wall of a man, and he's got a very large cudgel. And as he is bringing people forward, you do notice that around his neck is the amulet you see to the left of the badge. So he's got the badge, but then you can see this amulet around his neck as well.
That's awesome. Is it a shark?
It's
totally
some creature you've never seen before, probably. But yes, it's a shark.
Okay. Yes, Zach doesn't know what it is, but Daniel does, and it looks awesome.
And he looks to you and says the same three questions that were asked before. He says, state your name.
Ollie.
State your purpose for coming to the city.
It's where I live.
His eyes look at you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes narrow for just a second. But they seem to return to normal shortly after. Welcome back, citizen. Are you able to personally control or wield magic?
Already registered.
Very good. Please proceed.
These people are with me.
Then, as a citizen, you know we still must ask the questions.
Yep, go ahead. I'll be right here.
Methelus, you step up. You notice the same things about the man. Just a walking wall with a giant-ass cudgel. and that pendant around his neck. He says, "State your name." You are on mute.
Mute. Someone
I
cast
just have to
silence
thank
on
you.
him.
All right, my bad. Muthalus Ulthavoldra, second son of the House of Ulthavoldra of the Nobles of Kars.
He says, "Welcome, my lord. State your purpose for coming to the city."
Merely to find historical artifacts that may or may not still be in the city or those with knowledge of them.
Are you able to personally control or wield magic, my lord?
Simply my innate skill.
But he looks at you for a second and blinks. "I need a yes or no, my lord."
Yes, innately I can control that.
Very good. By city law and the code legal, you're required to register with the city. I would recommend that you find and join the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors, headed by the blacksmith Blackstaff once in the city. You do not want to raise the ire of the Lords of Waterdeep, my lord.
I've heard, guards.
Very good. You may proceed. Zikusu.
My name is Zikusu, and I cannot wield magic. If I could, I probably wouldn't look like this.
He looks up at you. His eyes... He's a little shocked. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Zach, do we need, go to some therapy sessions while we're here?
Sadly, I have been, and it wouldn't change anything.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
He looks at you for a moment and then looks at your coat. It's like, didn't I see you in the circus a while back?
Yes, probably. I've got a couple unique shows that I do with a couple different bands.
Right. State your purpose for coming to the city, please.
Visiting.
Very good. You may proceed. And last but not least, the blue spark almost acts as if it is tethered to you.
No, I don't cast spells, I promise.
He looks at you and says, "State your name."
Excuse me, Quark.
Your name is Quark.
Yes, sir, Quark.
State your purpose for visiting the city.
Business.
Can you be more specific?
Business at the Yawning Portal.
Very good. And are you a practitioner of magic?
Just those skills common to a ranger. I'm no mage.
He looks at you for a second and says, "Very good, proceed."
I glance at the blue sphere and start to walk through the gate.
The blue sphere still acts as if it's tethered to you.
And kind of side-eyeing the guard as I walk past.
Does it seem like they can see the sphere?
They don't seem to be reacting to it.
Okay.
Okay. One less thing to worry about.
So
You
as
need to visit a statue.
As you make your way into the city, you find yourself in the Southern Ward. What totally sucks is I have maps for all of this and no players. So,
offended, good sir.
no local players, no local players.
I have no players that matter. Just say that.
Oh, yeah.
So, from here, you can easily see on the map that the Yawning Portal looks to be in the kind of the center of the city. It is just southeast of Castle Waterdeep. It is at the base of basically Mount Waterdeep. And although this is not a topographical map, so it's not easy to tell, the beginning of Mount Waterdeep kind of starts around that section of the city where the Yawning Portal is. The intersection between the Dock Ward and the Trades Ward. So the Dock Ward is directly northwest of where it says Southern Ward. And then the Trades Ward is to the northeast, and the Yawning Portal is right there.
All right, let's head right over there then.
So, it is morning. You can meander through the city. You can take your time. You can rush. You can beeline. You can look for different shops or do whatever you want to do. The day is yours, my friend.
You know, I will take Cork to whoever it is that we can find spears, because he seemed like he wanted one before we left. And I did say he could probably find some in the big city here.
All right. You got to give me 2 seconds.
I'm also looking for a curio shop, so that might be in the same area.
Okay. By the way, you do hear a crier shortly after you. So you went through the gate, but then there's a period of space where it's elevated but open land. So it's uphill. And then it starts to go downhill. So from where you're at the southern gate, or where you just passed through the southern gate, it goes up for just a small amount, but then you can kind of see the entire city like in that picture from here. So it's kind of a breathtaking view, but there is space between that southern gate and where you actually enter the city. It's almost like a defensive plane of a type. Mm-hmm. And then once you actually pass into the southern ward itself, that's when you start hearing criers who are selling papers.
Like, are they yelling extra, extra?
Yes. They're yelling, "News of Waterdeep! 1 silver! News of Waterdeep! Hot off the presses!"
I'll buy one. Haven't been here in a while. Should check up and see what's going on in town. So
very good.
I'll take one.
So you buy one, and as you do, you have purchased the Waterdeep Sentinel. And I believe that should have just popped up on your screen.
Yep. Waterdeep Sentinel. I thought I bought Weekly World News. Dang.
Waterdeep Weekly.
So this
lives.
The main page talks about basically the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Laurel Silverhand, meeting with a pair of nobles. That's the main story, and you can read it. You can read it there. It's all in its glory. The second page is that a massive earthquake rocked the region just 2 days prior from the northeast. And the source of the earthquake is still unknown.
That's kind of a weird earthquake. I have to remember that. Okay.
I mean, it's not that weird. We also felt that.
Oh.
I think
yeah,
we caused
that's
it.
right.
We were kind of at the epicenter.
So you are looking for... Let's see what's in the Southern Ward here.
Is there any coupons in a newspaper?
Advertisements?
Yeah, there might be ads.
Yeah, advertisements, yes, but coupons, no.
This is why I don't get the
There could be
Waterdeep Sentinel.
There could be coupons that are just veiled normal price items so that it's in the store.
Okay, so what I need to know are a couple things. You guys have the map, and you can zoom in on it. You need to tell me where you're going, and then I can tell you what you find.
Well, if we're looking for spears and curios, wouldn't we just want to go to the trade center? Or
So this is a massive city.
okay, the market. That's what I'm thinking.
So that's what I'm getting to. This is
There
a
are many
massive city.
markets.
There are stores on every street. There are multiple marketplaces. So you kind of have to tell me where you want to go, and then I can tell you what you
So-
find in that area.
The equivalent would be the towns that we have been through are like normal towns, right? That you go through. And we are like maybe even a smaller Omaha, right? We are in LA right now. And so
Gotcha.
saying I want to go to the tavern or that's not even a thing. There are so many taverns and so many stores and so many. Although I think we want to go to the market or Bazaar Street.
Yeah.
So just as a point of reference, all of Oakhurst could fit right here.
We don't see where you're indicating.
Oh, just to the bottom left of you guys, where you are on the map. Like my
Where
ping,
Smuggler's Run is,
where Smuggler's Run is. My ping circle, half of that circle would be Oakhurst.
Gotcha.
So we're talking on like a scale of 1,000 to 1.
Okay. Yeah, I think the market will be a good place to start.
Okay, what street are you taking? Let's start there.
You may want to go to Soldier Street, it looks like.
Well, you still got to get there. What you've got the Waymoot and you've got the Way of the Dragon if you're sticking to the main lanes.
The Way of the Dragon sounds good.
Okay.
I don't
And then
see the
from
portal.
there-
I've been looking around for the whole time trying to find the portal in.
The Yawning Portal in. Okay, do you see where it says the Trades Ward?
Yeah.
Just southwest. See the giant black dot that says the Yawning Portal goes over the center of the map?
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought the Yawning Portal was outside.
No. Do you see the Honorable Knight with the
No.
star in the center, Sean?
What are the streets? Like if I go up the Way of the Dragon to Trades Ward, where's
Yeah.
it from there?
So literally see where the Way of the Dragons is just down and to the left of the... Do you see Soothsayer's Way?
Yep.
Yes.
Do you not see the giant thing that says the Yawning Portal right underneath it?
No.
Nope.
Well, then that would be why you don't see it. Stand
We don't
by.
see it because we don't see it.
You don't see it because
It's not there.
it's on the wrong layer. Now you see it, I bet.
Yes, you layers. Oh, hey, yeah.
I don't know
see
why
the
you couldn't
words.
see it, Sean. It's
Yeah,
obviously
it's
right
totally there,
obvious.
Sean. I don't know why you don't see it.
Yeah, off of Soothsayer's Way and Cook Street. Okay.
Yes.
So, I think we're gonna go to Trades Ward and then head over to Yawning Portal. How's
Okay.
that sound?
That sounds good.
Are you going to like beeline it, or are you going to take a look around what's in the Southern Ward, or save that for later and come back later?
Save that for later.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure I've seen it many times.
Quark is trying hard not to be a hick in his first time in the big city, but he's a hick in his first time in the big city, and he is constantly getting distracted by things and like spinning around and struggling to keep up with the group because he just can't quite take this all in.
I am actually going to do a couple things here, but I need a little... So you're going up the Way of the Dragon. Was that confirmed by everyone?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just following wherever they're going.
Yep, stand by
Best I
one.
can.
Stand by one, because I need to...
Standing by.
I
I
need
am
to...
watching closely for pickpockets. Speaking of which, the purse that anybody can see only has like 5 silver in it. Everything else is hidden inside
Very good.
my clothing.
Okay, so I'm just going to move all of you here. You know what? I'm actually not going to move you since you can move the map and see the map. I just got to make sure I got the stream in the right place. Okay, so as you're making your way up the Way of the Dragon, you're kind of not paying a whole lot of attention.
I just said I was definitely paying a whole lot.
Well, no. You're not paying a whole lot of attention to what's here, what's, basically what shops, etc. But Daniel, Zakusu was looking for a curio shop. Yeah. And you actually do see one on the way. Oh, not that one. Damn it. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but...
Yeah.
I just grabbed the wrong one. Hold on. So, as you're coming up, and you're getting close to, you just passed Net Street, and you're kind of in between Fillet Lane and Net Street. You see a shop that has a cloud of lavender-scented purple smoke trailing out of the shop's door as you peer inside. Every wall inside is painted purple, and every dusty knickknack on the shelves is dyed a deep violet. The hairless old gnome sitting cross-legged on the counter wears plum-colored robes, and his cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes. The gnome lowers a pipe and exhales a cloud of lavender smoke before raising a hand, seeing you there. Hail and well met. Come and browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world. And as you look in the window, there is a stuffed beholder sitting there.
Whoa. A stuffed beholder, like
taxidermy?
It looks more like it's
a toy.
It's probably you know how they have the best thing I can say is shrunken heads. Like, are they real, or is it something that somebody made that just looks gross? That's what it is. Is it a toy, or is it an actual dehydrated shrunken beholder? Hard to say.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I got you some Sour Patch.
So yeah.
What kinds of items are in here?
So, it's an assortment of trinkets.
It's too late for candy.
Yeah, it's an assortment of trinkets. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Basically, I'd probably have you roll on the trinket table 10 times to see all the stuff that's in there.
Would this be a good place to sell the things I'm looking to sell?
A great question.
Because it's like a dragon totem, a couple books, some gems. I don't think any of it's purple.
I think you're going to have to ask him.
Okay. Sorry, I was passing through, and some of the stuff I have, I was wondering if you'd be interested in. But it is a little bit different than what you have here on your shelves.
Well, at old Oblob's shop, if it's curious, then curious must be sated.
Now, part of all of this is that these are all goods that came from the Sunless Citadel, which is a story in themselves, making them curious as to how they got there, and the stories behind them. I have these, and he drops a book onto the table, and a gold ring with a sapphire, a dragon figurine, a crystal goblet, a small leather pouch with a whole bunch of silverware, and a couple gems.
No glowing mushrooms?
And
I never had glowing mushrooms.
I've got glowing mushrooms, and he can go ahead and have some of those too.
He pushes the books back one at a time. Nope, 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 nope. And then starts on the other stuff. Nope, Nope. Not in. Nope.
Noted. Thank you. Do you know who I might be able to go to that would be interested? You seem to know, well, you've been here a while, so you might know or have connections to someone that I might be able to.
Plenty of stores in the district. I'm sure someone be interested. But if it's not purple, it's not for me.
I'm so glad I spent the time coming into your shop. And Zek will load everything up, and he'll leave. And he'll just head straight for the Yawning Portal.
It just paint some of it purple.
Do you have purple paint?
No. We're not dealing with him. We're good. We're gonna go find something else to do.
So yes, you set out. So you're
I should have been way more specific. Zek is looking for a curious store that would be interested in buying his stuff. So it's one that has items similar to the items he's looking for. Is that specific enough?
Oh, sure.
To walk into every random mushroom-toting, smoking gnome's garbage bin?
What if we just go by the color of each item? I'm pretty sure we can find somebody that'll buy a copper dragon totem or whatever at the copper store.
To be honest, I'm not. You live here. I don't. Do you know of some place that might have this stuff?
Costco?
I'm looking for a magic user shop that supplies like spell components and things like that.
Let's see. Would that be history?
Yeah. Give me a history check. Yeah. So that would probably be. Boop. 1 second.
Although there is a giant the market between the.
Yeah, that's why I was saying we should go. The market.
So the first thing you think of, Italy, is a place you know of because, I mean, let's face it, you do magic, but you don't do magic, right? Like Leo and Methelus all the time. There's a place
That's
you know of.
Hurtful.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you do different type of magic. You know of a place that's for magic users called Adventurer's Welcome. And they're always doing some kind of like, buy one, get one free deal, or buy 1,000 gold's worth of items and get 100 off, buy 2,000 gold's worth and get 300 off, that type of thing.
Man, Leo picked the wrong day to miss. All right, well, we're going to head on to there. I'll tell him about that place.
The only problem with that is I think it is... it's up in the North Ward, so you would be overshooting even the market by a good ways.
We'll think about it after we visit the Yawning Portal. Let's take care of this first, and then maybe head out there.
Sounds good. All right, you make your way further towards the. Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of. I got a knot. There we go. I got to make sure I move you guys so that you don't take the city with you. So you make your way towards the Yawning Portal.
All right.
The Yawning Portal is a large, very fine looking inn that looks like it's 3.5 stories tall, which is kind of unusual. What's that?
A half story?
No, 3.5 stories tall for an inn. I mean, generally they're one large common room, maybe some back rooms, and then a story for rooms or a couple stories for rooms. But this looks like there are windows and you can see people milling about on every story. So this looks a little different from the outside from what you've normally seen. And it is a special evening at the Yawning Portal. The tap room is packed and the patrons are brimming with excitement. And as you open the door to go in, it is absolutely packed in here. In fact, I got to make sure that I have you guys so that you can come with me to the next map. 1 second.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to actually put you kind of where you come in, which is... I'm just going to kind of stack you over here for right now, because this is pretty much where you come in, but there's not even like room for me to put you in there at the moment. So this is what you see legitimately. Oh, there's let me grab a torch.
Yeah, torch.
Yep,
Yeah.
grab a torch.
Somebody
Hold
probably
on.
doesn't actually see this.
Yep, stand by.
I see.
Zek's jaw literally drops open. He has never felt at home before.
Is that another beholder down there?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to paste this in here. Let me know if you can now see the whole thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
For
So-
fear for the dog's sake, Zek casts him on a small piece of rope.
Okay, fair enough. And by the way, what are you going to call the dog?
Dog.
Karak.
Karak?
K-A-R-A-K.
Perfect. So, you've never seen such an odd mixture of creatures and races carousing in pockets of such close vicinity. And is that a beholder you see in the bottom right? Yes, it is. Among other things.
Yeah.
There are people singing, playing lutes. It is a cacophony of sights and sounds, and is that a mind flayer?
Mind flayer?
It is a mind flayer, along with dwarves, dragonborn, and a stone golem. Sure looks like it. A small crowd of well-wishers have gathered around the party of heroes who've chosen this night to brave the tavern's namesake, the Yawning Portal. In the center of the room is a deep, dark hole that leads out of sight. And as they begin their descent into the large hole in the middle of the tavern, the tap room fills with loud cheers and excited huzzas. Behind the bar, the grizzled proprietor of the Yawning Portal shakes his head and smirks under his mustache. Actions.
Well, we got to find this
there
guy
light
we
in
were
the
sent to
portal?
look for.
Are they being just lowered down into darkness?
They are being lowered down into darkness. And the crowd is going nuts. And you can see that there's actually, as the last one grabs onto their teammate and is lowered down, you can see that there is a large amount of betting suddenly happening.
Ooh, what's the bets? What's the bets? What are people betting?
I don't know. You're going to try and...
Yeah, I'm trying to get in on some of that action.
Oh, what do we have for you to do that in this day and age?
What's with 57, 58, and 59? They look like, what, 2 humans and a dwarf, I think?
Hold on one second. I need to look at a character sheet just so I can figure out what the heck I'm going to have you roll for this. Because it used to be one thing, but it's no longer that. How about investigation? Yeah, so you have to kind of stand there for a second or two, and you finally overhear basically what it is they're taking bets on how long before those people die.
Oh, wow.
Is this a matter of minutes, hours, or days? Because
Yes.
yes, okay. Well, since I have no idea what's down the hole, I don't really see how I could bet on that. Ask him how long the last adventure has lasted.
Day and a half. Occasionally there's some that make it back in one piece. Occasionally.
What's down there?
They narrow their eyes for a second, but then they look at you like they look at you. They say, well, you must not be from around here. It's the Undermountain. Giant maze thing. Lots of monsters. Supposed to be the most dangerous place in the world.
Huh.
How young did those adventurers look?
Pretty young.
And are they gambling with silver or gold or?
Oh no, it's gold.
Anybody got 2 hours? I'm calling 2 hours.
There's bets on a day, bets on a day, bets on a half a day, bets on 3 hours, but that's the lowest one.
Yeah, 3 hours it is.
Okay, so are you doing 3 hours or less than 3 hours?
No, 3 hours. I'll bet the 3 hours.
So somebody else has already bet that. So if
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, 2 hours.
2 hours?
2 hours.
Okay.
How much does it cost to bet?
5 gold.
I'll throw 5 gold on a 2 hour bet.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Who is collecting this gold?
Right now, it's actually there is an employee at the table with the rest of these people.
Is there a visible pot?
No, they seem to be like raking it into a box and then writing 2 slips of paper.
As it's being raked in, can Zujutsu take a look at the coins being raked in to see if he recognizes any of them or if they are very different?
Make me a perception check.
No.
15.
You notice that they are all dragons.
Okay. That answers one of the questions that Daniel, had.
Do they take coinage that's not dragons?
No, I assumed you were using your dragons. Sorry. Are you using your 5 dragons?
No, I got 5 dragons. Mine as well.
Okay. Fair enough. Other actions.
So
I'm gonna go up to this person at number 55 and see if we can find Volo.
So what do you ask him?
I'm gonna ask him, like, have you heard of the name Volo before?
He looks at you for a second. He says, I have.
Any chance that they're here?
Lady Carowin sent us to speak with him.
Actually, she sent us to speak with Durnan.
Oh, Dern? I thought it was Volo.
There's two people. Volo needs our help.
Volo is a very knowledgeable person who runs this place.
No,
Durnan was the proprietor.
Durnan is the proprietor.
Oh, I completely misunderstood.
Oh, so we need to speak to Durnan, because he's the proprietor of the inn who has the delivery portal spell.
My mistake. Durnan is who we're looking for.
It may be easier to talk to the two people behind the bar.
Yeah, that's what I'm speaking to. 53, person behind the bar.
Okay.
Oh, wait, that's 55.
55?
Yeah.
He says, who wants to know? Or who's asking for Durnan?
Zek, you should show him the ring.
My name is Zakusu. I come on word of someone of the house. Hugrel? How did you pronounce it, Mark?
Hugrel.
Hugrel. It's time to pay a debt long owed.
He arches his eyebrow at you and says, pray tell, what's the debt?
Zek will place the ring on the...
Are you Durnan?
Counter between us. I'm getting the feeling that that's probably the case. I have need of sending 2 items to 2 different locations, and I've been told that Durnan has a delivery portal spell, and that the favor owed, this is the payment.
He chuckles for a second. He says, the hell it is.
Well, this is the debt owed and paid, or the debt will not be forgiven.
He arches an eyebrow and make me a persuasion roll.
Not going to be good.
You have, before you tell me what it is, you do have a card.
I'm going to use the card.
Okay, so go ahead and flip it over. See what it is.
Why isn't it letting me?
There we go.
And I got a 16.
You got a 16?
Yeah.
He picks up the signet ring and he looks at it. Oh, it was a queen. It's an automatic success.
Oh, okay. Well, I also rolled a 16.
Oh, well, there you go. So, yes. He looks at it and he says, Carowin always did drive a hard bargain. What do you need sent and where?
Okay. I'm gonna have to get Mark this information later. But I say I have a friend in Thornhold that needs a small package sent to them.
He says, "What's the package? What's the item?"
I will pull the small cloth sack out and I'll open it so that he can see it, and then I'll close.
And I will mention that they are actually glowing in the bag.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just I have one per bag.
Right. Okay. Great.
Okay. So I show him that, and I close it, and then Zet talked to Autumn, and Autumn had listed the name of her grove, but Daniel don't remember it.
That's fine.
Okay.
He says he actually moves you to the end of the bar.
Okay.
And has you come behind the bar. And as you kind of slither towards him, you see his eyes glance towards the sword up above him for a hot moment. And then he says, "Never thought I'd have a Yuan-Ti behind the bar, but life's strange that way." You
have no idea.
He actually takes you to about where he's standing in the picture, and he has a box. His box is the best way that I could describe it, except that it has a pull door that pulls open. So it's not a box that opens from the top. It's almost like a little safe. Might be the best way to explain it. And he says, put the item in here.
He'll put the item in there.
Okay. And then he closes the box and turns the handle, and he says, "Put your hand on top. Think of where you want it to go."
Okay.
And you hear a thump. And he opens the safe and opens it, and there's nothing in it.
Okay.
And you got a second one?
Yes. But I don't know enough about the Grove.
Well, make me a history check.
$12.
Okay. You remember the name. Hopefully that's enough.
I'm going to tell him the name, and then
He's like, "Don't tell me. Tell it."
And I'm going to tell it the name, and then I'm going to picture what she described, or as close as I can picture to what she described, and hope that it finds its way there.
Okay. And he puts it in. He tells you to put your hand on the box. Think of where you want it to go. And thump.
Thank you. You have no idea.
He puts the ring in like kind of his lapel pocket. He says, "If you see Carowin, you tell her we're even."
I will.
He says, "Welcome to the Yawning Portal. Enjoy yourselves, but don't start a fight."
How often have you seen one of my kind here?
He's shooing you out from behind the. He's not like not talking to you, but he's also like getting you. Yeah.
Zek doesn't belong back here and takes up a lot of space. So,
yes.
Yeah. He's moving.
So he says, "Once in a blue moon." I don't know. Last one was probably 3.5 months ago.
Really?
I think maybe they came from below. Not sure.
Thank you. And Zek will find. I mean, I don't even think there's an empty seat, an empty table.
You guys can probably try to do so. However, yeah, you probably actually would find one. Yeah, do you see 66 over on the right corner of the well?
Yep.
See the little table poking out back there? Yep, that's where you guys end up lighting.
Okay.
And you all sit around a sturdy wooden table. It's lit by a brightly burning candle, littered with plates cleared of food and half-drained tankards. The sounds of gamblers yelling and drunken adventurers singing bawdy songs nearly drown out the off-key strumming of a young bard 3 tables over. Then all of the noise is eclipsed by a shout. "You pig, you like killing me mates, does ya?" And then a 7-foot-tall half-orc is hit by a wild swinging punch from a male human whose shaved head is covered with eye-shaped tattoos. 4 other humans stand behind him ready to jump into the fray. and the half-orc cracks her knuckles, roars, and leaps at the tattooed figure. But before you can see if blood is drawn, a crowd of spectators clusters around the brawl, which you're on the edge of. What do you do?
He said try not to get into a fight, right? That's specifically what Durnan said?
That is what Durnan said.
I think we should follow it. Try not to get into a fight.
They can fight all they want.
I believe the number one rule of Waterdeep is mind your damn business.
Very good. So basically, you see the orc just clock the shaved-headed guy, and it's like you've heard silly bard's tales and seen puppet shows where one character clocks another one and they just go stiff and fall backwards and create a plume of dust. That's exactly what happens. And Durnan, well, just as that happens, then all four of the other people jump on top of the orc and start beating her until she's unconscious. And Durnan just points towards the door and says, "Out!" And everybody stops. And the four guys pick up the shaved head guy and drag him out the door. And it's at that time that shouts of alarm ring out as suddenly a hulking creature climbs up from the pit below. Out of the shaft in the middle of a tap room, a monster with warty green skin, a tangled nest of wiry black hair, a long carrot-shaped nose, and bloodshot eyes. As it bares its yellow teeth and howls, you can see that a half-dozen bat-like creatures are attached to its body that begin to separate. Which I do know is kind of hard to see in everything that's going on here, but that's okay. We'll deal with that in a minute.
I'm definitely holding on to my betting slip because nobody had less than 2 hours.
Wow.
Somebody's got to sort out his priorities.
I know my priorities.
In its mouth, it appears to be gnawing on the arm of one of the adventurers you saw go down the chute just a few minutes ago. Everyone in the tavern reacts in fear except for the barkeep, Durnan, who shouts, "Troll!" And just as Durnan shouts his warning, the troll reaches out and grabs Zakusu. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh yeah. Where am my icon?
I gotta click on my icons first. There we go.
See Zek's icon. Oh, there I am. And
I had closed up my character sheet thinking that we were done for the night. Not that I was going to get choked out by a troll.
And 14 bats.
Oh my. We probably don't need... Hold on, I think you're all in here twice. Hold on one second. Zakusu, Vitali...
Wouldn't mind a reroll.
Yeah, you just rolled that bad. Yep. Autumn's not in here. Leo's not in here. Sir Bradford is definitely not in here. Corker.
Maybe he's helping us from beyond the grave. Yeah.
Caleb is not in here, and Sharwin is not in here. Okay, let's sort this by descending. Zach, what did you roll?
I rolled a 24.
Good deal. Because that's what you got.
No, I'm not in there at all.
Yeah, I just saw you. Quark. Oh, yeah, Quark, you're in 15. You got a 15.
Yeah, but I okay. I just don't see me in my copy of the turn order. It goes from 16 to 13.
Yeah, I don't see me either.
That's weird. Go ahead and... Now I just deleted the troll. Hold on. Itali, what did you roll?
I rolled a 23.
Got it. And Methalus, what did you roll?
10.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to add you back in, and you get a 15, like you had. And then the troll, I think, had a 13. 13. And now that we have that lined up, that is where we're going to end for this evening.
Nice, nice.
Well, that was unexpected.
That was.
So thank you, everybody, for joining us. As always, if you'd like to support us, you can do so by heading over to our Twitch page and clicking that follow. If you're able to, hit subscribe to become one of our rock stars. On YouTube, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and, of course, the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload new content, which is almost every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. And last but not least, you can head to patreon.com/gamersledge, where you can get your name on every single show that we do for as little as $1 a month, just like the fine folks scrolling across the screen right now, our Patreon and Twitch producers. Also, we are giving away a Curse of Strahd edition. Just head to bit.ly/free Strahd. That's FreeStrahd, free Strahd. And you can enter to win there. And also, don't forget, we've got new merch in the merch section at bit.ly/gamersledge merch, all one word, gamersledge merch. Thank you for watching tonight and joining us. For Sean, for Daniel, for Matt, JR, and myself. Until next time, game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Get on.
I need you closer than ever, ever than before. My life is wasted if I can't spend it all with you. I've lived in total darkness, now you're my only light. When you're away, I feel like a shadow in the night. Hold me, and look into my eyes. You'll be staying always by my side. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me until the end of time. I'll never let you go.
watching HMM.